Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with another entertainment session. It's been a while since I've covered like entertainment or the news has been kind of slow as far as movies and TV world goes, as far as new news. But I seen an interesting story on Variety um, involving Angela Bassett. So Angela Bassett was basically defending her Oscar reaction for losing out on Black Panther 2. Now, she was visibly upset or visibly disappointed after losing to Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once movie, which I'd never heard of. But as far as the Oscar goes, a lot of people that win Oscars are for movies that we never heard of or just small time movies that the critics seen and they want to give praise to. It's opposite of what the Grammys used to do. The Grammys used to, if it had to be a big time project, now they're giving more awards out to the small time projects, but the Oscars seem to be going in a different direction, giving it out to smaller movies now. So that's the difference between the Oscars and the Grammys right now. It just seems going in a different direction as far as awards and recognition goes. But nevertheless, Angela Bassett was visibly upset about it, and she talked about how she just basically she was saying she's a human and you're going to have real emotions. Now, there's a lot of, politically correct responses that people are supposed to have. But in the moment, sometimes you think you have stuff in the bag. And when you don't get it, you're shocked, you're appalled. So I don't have any problem with Angela Bassett's response because she's a star, but she's also a human as well. And for all the movies that she's done, to never have an Oscar is just, it's criminal at this point because I know she probably, in the pop world, she's not like that, but in the urban community, what she's done, and even on the big scale of movies that she's done, which I'll get into a little bit, she's done amazing things. And, some celebrities, they act shocked when they don't win these awards, and some of these celebrities, want to act like, that it was entitled to her, but I don't think she was entitled to it. I think she just put so much work in that she felt like it was there. It's not like that was her first or second movie. She's done, dozens and dozens of movies. But not to be rewarded for it's just, it's just insane when you think about Denzel Washington. He has like only maybe one, I believe, and then Halle Berry only has one, and then they had to play these villainous roles to get that. It's not. Denzel didn't get an award for John Q, which was a fantastic movie, but he got it for Training Day, which he was this dirty cop. But, John Q was one of his best works, and Malcolm X totally was one of his best works. This is my favorite movie from him, and he didn't get an Oscar for it. It was just terrible to see. But, like I said, back then, times were different, but I think if that movie came out now, it might have still not got an Oscar when I was, recalling everything when you, Straight Outta Compton, the NWA movie, biopic. It didn't win anything. The best movie to me that year, and then it really didn't get any considerations either. So, we got to consider who's voting on these things or who's deciding these things because it's not always of the culture. It's from a small demographic. But, Angela Bassett, she's put in tremendous works. Now, what's love got to do with it? The biopic for Tina Turner and Ike Turner, to some degree, amazing work. The way she was acting and the way she depicted everything, and even, Lawrence Fishburne character as well, which they ironically played in the same movie in Boys in the Hood, which Angela Bassett had a small role in, but Lawrence Fishburne had a big role in. They did that movie well as well, and just from I guess, just from a contextual standpoint, that movie was very important to the urban community and it showed you there was a different way and showed you the ins and outs of growing up in the inner cities, especially in California. Then I also talked about Malcolm X, how, she played Malcolm X's wife, Betty Shabazz, in that movie. She didn't have a big role in that movie either, but she did play good in there. Waiting to Exhale was one of her top movies, amongst others. She's played in all these great movies and done all these great things. So she has a right to feel the way she wants to feel because, if I put in the work, and we really don't know the work that she put in and the drama that she had to go through, the trauma that she had to go through. just to get to this point to play these characters. Uh, because, people think they just go to work and that's it. But they have lives too they have to deal with. They have bills. They have all these different things and stresses and, and, and things to go to. And we don't think about that. So when you think about these artists that have these reactions or do what they do, we're not in their shoes, so we don't understand what they have to go through. We don't understand getting these 6-figure checks and 7-figure checks, 8-figure checks sometimes. And these people it comes with responsibility, and it comes with a lot of turmoil. It comes with a lot of hangers on and a lot of things that you didn't even think about when you get that kind of access. So, legendary actress that Angela Bassett is, um, just the lack of diversity in these award shows. The Grammys are starting to get it right, but certain artists come out, you won't have a chance, no matter what kind of project that you put out. Um, yeah, so she's a great, and she should be recognized as such. Unfortunately, these voters don't consider everything, and it's more small-minded situations. But we don't take Angela Bassett's work for granted, and she's truly a legend in not only our community but in the acting world. So, thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast, and until next time, I'll see you next time.